lawful wedded husband.
To be my...
Barbertine. Not Barbertine's heart. With a tramp like you?
Well, I know it hurts being third rate, but aren't you accustomed to it yet?
Oh, Robin, I see you.
I myself the slut of Springfield!
Son of a bitch in heat. I found out myself what love is all about.
Hey everybody, it's me, Nikki.
So we down there to the general hospital and everybody is, feeling the Christmassy spirit. I was like, so we just gonna skip over Thanksgiving and the traditional Quartermain, you know, throw down with some pizza. Oh, this is so rude. This is so rude. Like, so rude. We ain't even going, like, I don't even celebrate Thanksgiving like that. Like, I get the food and everything, but, we don't really have traditions like that. But y'all know I love a good Quartermain showdown over some pizza. Every single time they try to have a real meal, it never goes right. So we have pizza. This is so damn spectful. So Trina and Jocelyn are rolling with Dex and Gio, and they're going to get a Christmas tree for their apartment because it's going to be their first real Christmas tree in their first real apartment. And Dex and Jocelyn tell Gio don't say nothing about that small tree they had in their dorm room, but he don't take the hint and he just says some stupid stuff. And it's just like, sir, when we say don't say nothing, we mean don't say nothing. And they off to get their tree. Lucky and Liz, meet up down to the tree lot because he's there looking around for trees and he's giving this guy some money as he's playing, the street artist. And she's there and she's like, surprise, surprise, you're here too. Hey, how you doing? Alexis comes home and she's looking for Molly, and she was like, your sister shouldn't have said what she said in the courtroom, and she shouldn't have said that you weren't Adela's mother, and she shouldn't have said you weren't Irene's mother, and she keeps saying that and it's not right. And she tries to say something else, but Molly was like, I can't. And then Sunny is like, you and your sister talking to Christina because they're down at the restaurant. You and your sister, y'all get it back together. Y'all gonna be cool again. And she was like, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. Because she was like, it shouldn't have happened because they're talking about what happened in court. And she was like, what I said to Molly was true. She was not her mother. It was a fact. And I don't feel bad about saying it. And I'm not going to take it back. I was like, Sonny, get your daughter. Because she's doing the most. She's doing the utmost. And it's not the time. It's not the time for it. Martin comes to see Laura. And he's like, oh my God, Lulu, she's at the hospital. She did her, quick escape. It's so nice that she is home at this time. Especially a miracle happened at this time of year. Everybody wants them a Christmas miracle. And she was like, yeah. He was like, I heard it wasn't without a few hiccups. And she was like, yes, Cyrus. And it wasn't a hiccup. It wasn't a mix up. He was down there to turn the wheels and convince everybody on the staff that he had the right to make decisions for Lulu's care. And it's just like, what are you up to? And Martin over here is like, oh my God, no, he did. What's going on? I know, Martin. I know. I feel like Martin ain't the real Martin. I feel like the real Martin is locked up somewhere. And that is Valentine in a mask. That's what I feel. But I could be wrong. So Lucky and Liz are talking about how Lulu made her dare escape. And she was like, yeah, that's that Spencer spirit. And she's doing okay. So he was like, well, is Aiden here with you at the tree lot? She was like, no, he thought he was too cool to hang out with me. He's at the mall with his friends. So I'm going to just, get a tree unless you want to by myself, unless you want to be my wingman. He was like, sure. So she go look at some trees and he was like, what you doing? She was like, what you talking about? He was like, not them trees. Them trees is, they whack. They little. They not cute. They not what you used to, Elizabeth. You don't need them trees. Let me help you pick a tree. And she was like, I don't really need a big tree this time of year. He was like, girl, please. Christmas is your favorite time of year. You love a big old tree and you got a whole bunch of ornaments. And unless them bitches broke, got destroyed, you gave them away, or they burnt up in a fire, I guarantee you're going to need a big tree. She was like, honestly, my collection has gotten bigger. And he was like, listen, we're going to get you a tree. And she was like, well, how am I supposed to put it in my house? He was like, hello, I'm right here. I will get your tree into your house. Let's go get you a nice big old tree. I was like, oh, look at them flirting. It's like time has not passed for them. It's just like they picked up where they left off. But this time is better because she not sleeping with his brother and he don't have a wife that's from Ireland. Martin and Laura are talking in her office more, and he runs down like everything Lulu did to get the hell away from Cyrus. And he was like, oh, my niece, I'm so proud. She takes after her mama. And they were both surprised because he didn't know that Cyrus was volunteering at Turning Woods, and neither did Laura. And she's like, why didn't anybody tell me? So that's just like something they have to figure out. And he was like, well, I'm going to talk to him and tell him to stay away. And she was like, oh, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. while I'm proud of my daughter for what she did, I hate that she felt like she was in danger. So what I went and did was got a restraining order so he can't come near my family whatsoever. Okay? Thank you. Love you, bruh. But you ain't gonna worry about it. I already took care of it. Alexis is begging Molly not to leave. And she was like, Molly is telling her, I don't want to put you in the middle. And Alexis like, I'm already in the middle. I just try not to interfere with y'all. But I'm always in the middle. And I'm always going to try to protect my girls, even when they're fighting, even when they're fighting each other. I don't want you to leave. I can't lose another daughter. And Molly was like, and that is why I'm leaving. Because if it looks like you are on my side, which honestly, that's what it's probably going to look like to Christina, then you are going to lose Christina. And it's just like, Alexis is in a no win situation. A lot of people could talk they ish about Alexis and how she's a mother and what she does, but she's in a no win situation. She's lost one daughter, which there's a possibility that they could always bring Sam back. I got a storyline for that. Somebody hit up the writers at GH and tell them, come hither, come talk to me and let them offer me a job and we can get this back on track. But Alexis is in a no-win situation. If she's Team Molly, then she's gonna lose Christina. If she's Team Christina, she's gonna lose Molly. If she's Team Nobody, she's gonna lose them both because both are gonna be pissed off that she won't choose a side. And it's just like, what exactly do y'all want y'all mama to do? Do y'all want her to go full Cassadine? Do y'all want her to lose it? Do y'all want her to just start wreaking havoc upon the town so y'all can feel better about yourselves? Because at the end of the day, everybody is grieving. Everybody done lost a child at this point. And no matter what Christina says, that baby was Molly's daughter too. She loved that baby. I call her baby Natasha because both them names y'all chose are some old ass, ugly ass names. And I continue. And then Christina's down there talking to Sunny and she was like, Molly feels like if she is able to say what happened to me was an accident, which it was a terrible, tragic accident. We all know Ava didn't push her through a window, that then she could get over the death of baby Natasha so quick and so easy. And I'm not about to do it. I know what happened. I know it hurts me to remember what happened, but I know Ava pushed me out that window, which she didn't. And Sunny is like, I know she did, and I'm one way or another, I promise she's gonna pay. At the end of the day, Sunny is not helping Christina. You need to tell her the truth. You need to be real with her. If anybody is going to tell her the truth and be real with her for her to understand what happened, it's gonna be you. That needs to happen. Stop placating her. If she want to play Miss Mob Boss, let her play Miss Mob Boss on her own time. But right now is not the time to be causing no issues. You so close to losing custody of your daughter, and if you keep on, they probably gonna try to take baby Donna away from Carly. And you know Carly gonna raise some type of hell. Keep playing. Keep playing, Sonny. Keep playing. Well, I guess the mess is gonna happen down to that Quartermain Christmas party because that's what Gio invites everybody to, as he and Dex are trying to help Trina and Jocelyn pick out a perfect tree, even though it's like the fourth tree they found. And it's just like, can y'all pick a damn tree and let's go home, please? It's cold out here. And it's a lot of creepy ass people in this tree lot. Let's go home. But Dex asked a very, good question. How deep is y'all tree stand? And he was like, tree stand? What's a tree stand? We don't have one of those. And he was like, so what y'all gonna do? Prop the tree up against the window? The wall? Y'all go get a tree stand. Gio, guard the tree with your life. I'm gonna go get some coffee. So when he go over to get coffee, he put money in the little, donation box and up pops Cyrus, old raggedy ass. Oh God, why? Laura and Martin are still talking and they're talking about Lulu and how she's doing fine, physically, but she's trying to fill in the blanks of the 4 years she missed. And he was like, I couldn't imagine, waking up after 4 years and looking at everything you missed and just trying to play catch up. And Laura was like, I lived it. Because remember, at some point, Laura went in a catonic state and it took years. And by the time she woke up, people were grown, people were getting married, people had more children. It was crazy. So at this point in time, it's just like, oh my God, we're just so happy Lulu is back. And, Rocco is glad to have his mother back. But what does this look like moving forward? Alexis tells Molly, I'm not picking sides. And that's not what this is. And Molly tells her, well, that's how Christina's going to see it with me staying here. And she's telling Molly, no, I don't care how Christina feels about you staying here. You're grieving. You need me to be here for you, and I want to be here for you. And she says, when Christina was pushed, she needed somebody to be there for her, and I was there for her, and you need me. And Molly was like, well, with this whole grieving thing, you let Christina and TJ tell it I'm not grieving correctly. And they was like, well, they don't get to tell you how to grieve because everybody grieves differently. Christina grieves by blaming other people for everything that's gone wrong. And while it's not logical, that's the way she handles things. And Molly says, well, what about you? Do you think that Ava pushed Christina? So then we skip over to, Sunny and Christina is still living in Delulu land, talking about Ava pushed me, Ava pushed me. And Molly just wants to forget about all of it. She just wants to make everything an accident so she doesn't have to feel those feelings. And it's just like people grieve differently. And until you realize that, you can't help nobody and you don't know how to grieve yourself. Nobody can tell you how to grieve, so you shouldn't be able to tell other people how to grieve. And life and emotions and everything that's going on right now is messy as hell. Life is messy in itself. Emotions are messy. And you can't tell someone how to feel or tell someone what they should be feeling or what it should look like when they are feeling these feelings. Christina is on my last nerve. Elizabeth and Lucky have a little moment down there by the coffee place where, the street artist is performing. And they talk about what their lives would be like when they were teenagers and the plans that they had. They were going to move to New York, live in Greenwich Village. He was going to make money playing music in the park, and she was going to become a huge artist. And everything is so simple as a teenager, and that's a practical plan. And she thanks him for, helping her believe in herself and just him believing in her and who she could be and what she could become. And he was like, you know what? It was so easy. It was so easy for that because you're a good person. And they're having this moment. And the guy who owns the tree lot is like, thank you for shopping with us. Y'all are all good. Merry Christmas. And, like he was like, I believe it's going to be a great Christmas. And I was like, yeah, until y'all go to that Quartermain party and it's going to be messy. Martin and Laura are still talking, and they're both kind of upset that they can't find Charlotte. Martin hasn't talked to Valentine. He would have told Laura nobody can find Charlotte. She's still missing, and she felt Lulu's heartbreak looking at her when she had to tell her that. But Martin says it is a gift in this moment for Lulu to have a mother to know exactly what she's going through, because everything Lulu is feeling at this current moment is everything Laura felt when she came out of her catonic state and came back home. Like I said, after Laura came out of her catonic state, if y'all don't know that, some of the clips are on YouTube from that. Lulu was a teenager who hadn't had her mother in a very long time and was raised by her father and her brothers and Tracy and the Quartermains and Carly and them. And, you know, Lucky was in and out of different relationships. Him and Elizabeth had broken up, gotten back together again. Kids were born in the mix of this. So it had been a minute, and it's the same thing for Nicholas. So at this point, it is a good thing that, Laura went through this because now she can help her daughter through everything. Sonny tells Christina that he's proud of her for, just putting herself out there, letting herself just be raw and unfiltered with the, jury and letting them see her pain and putting it on display and just letting it all out. And you can't do more than that. They made their decision and there's no changing it. Let him handle Ava. And I'm just like, what you gonna do to Ava is possibly gonna really put you in jail this time. Stop while you're ahead. And he tells her, you can't keep letting this drag you down. It's not honoring the memory of your daughter. Baby Natasha is what we call her over here. You need to figure out how to do something else. You need to do something else. And she's like, do what? I don't know, girl, but you better figure it out quick, fast, soon, in a hurry, because you're playing games over here. Molly and Alexis are talking, and not Molly. Alexis says, I have come to understand that the jury was fair in the verdict they gave with the evidence that they had. And at some point in time, Christina's just going to have to come to that realization that that is exactly what happened, which we know ain't going to happen no time soon, and stop blaming Ava, because it does not help y'all come to peace with the death of baby Natasha. Y'all both lost her. And you know, Molly says Christina will probably never be over it. And she's like, well, she don't have to get over it. She's going to have to make peace. And she's going to have to come to understand that not making peace with this is keeping y'all from truly grieving the loss of y'all child and being able to move on and honor said child. And Molly is like, how are you the only person who understands what I've been trying to tell TJ and Christina this entire time? I'm like, girl, you're not the only person. We understand because we, the public, know she wasn't pushed. And you trying to come to the realization that, okay, this is the situation. I'm going to be able to grieve once I come to peace with these things and come to terms with stuff. I'm actually going to be able to properly grieve. They just don't want to. They want to live in the grief. They want to live in the sadness and the madness and the anger and the hurt and the pain. That's where they want to live at this moment. And if you got to move away from them people, then that's what you got to do. But when Molly asked Alexis, why are you the only person who could understand this? She said, because I'm your mother. Of course I would. Now, Dex, I don't know why you told that man you saw him on Halloween. Because, Cyrus is like, I'm just doing the Lord's work. I'm just out here doing the Lord's work. I'm doing what my sister told me to do and staying away from her family. And Dex is like, funny, because I saw you at GH on Halloween on the 10th floor. You sitting up here lying, talking about you was passing out candy to the kids. I saw you on the 10th floor. That's where Lulu was located. And he was like, hand of God, I was not there to see Lulu. So we know your raggedy stink ass was down there killing Sam. I just know it. Or Sam is somewhere in South Carolina where he put her. He probably trying to brainwash Sam. I just know it. I feel it in my spirit. Y'all get him the hell away from me. Lucky over here trying to be a good father and get him some Christmas coochie all at the same time. What do I mean? They done brought the tree home and he was like, is Aiden coming home? Elizabeth was like, child, please. He like being at the mall. Is he gonna help you set up? Child, please. No. Is he gonna be upset if he came back to like a Christmas winter wonderland? No. It's less work for him to do. So he was like, listen, I'll help you set up. And she was like, you serious? He was like, sure. Real quick. You bake your Christmas cookies yet? She was like, no. But Aiden has like 4 different cookies up in there if you want some. He was like, you know what? We should test them out. Just make sure they okay and everything. And then we get all this set up. And she was like, Lucky, thank you for, exceeding all wingman expectations. And he was like, no problem. No big it's no big deal. There's no place I'd rather be. Once again, trying to show that he is trying to be a good father and get some Christmas coochie. I know what you're doing. I see it. Okay, I see it. And I support it, sir. I do. Just don't be breaking her heart. Okay, we don't need that. We don't need them problems. Sunny asked Christina, has she thought about his job offer coming to work in the coffee business, the legitimate side? And she was like, I'm not really into that. He was like, well, what about the youth center? You were really into that. That was your baby before baby Natasha. What about that? And she was like, at this point in time, I'm just way too angry to try to guide these kids. Like, I set it up, I stepped aside so I wouldn't have to argue with people if I'm a legitimate member of the community. Um, but I'm not in the headspace to help these kids, and what they need is someone with, positive energy right now because they're going through so much. And he was like, you do have, so much more to offer than anger. You have love, you have peace, you have energy. You just need to know how to channel it. And she was like, well, how am I supposed to do that? He was like, I got an idea. Sometimes I forget that Dex don't really have good family members or good family memories, because the girls and got the tree home, and him and Gio and Jocelyn and Trina are talking about the tree and what goes on first. They said the lights go on first, and Gio was like, listen, I thought I was able to escape all the rules. And Dex is like, what rules? So he explains like what the rules are in the family when putting up the Christmas tree. No kids in the room until the uncles get all the Christmas lights on the tree. You leave the lower branches for the little kids to decorate, and no store-bought ornaments on the tree until all the homemade ornaments are on the tree. And really the only thing he liked about this was being able to open one Christmas present before, Christmas, which is always a fun thing to do. And Dex gets a little upset because Dex ain't got no traditions. He ain't really got family like that because it was not a good time with his folks. Elizabeth and Lucky are putting the ornaments on her tree and just talking. And she's like, how's Lulu? And he tells her, I have to tell her about our dad passing away. And she was like, you know what? That is always so sad. He was like, that was so hard because it's like, I have to remember he's not here, but just remember all the times we spent together and just have those moments. And Elizabeth talks about how close Lucky is or was with his parents and how they felt like a real family, and how Luke and Lucky felt like more than just son and father. It was really best friends, and she hopes her sons will want to be her friend too when they get older. And Lucky once again is trying to be a good father and score points that way, but he's also trying to get some Christmas coochie. And he was like, girl, who wouldn't want to be friends with you? Okay, I want to be friends with you. And I was like, I see what you're doing, sir, and you might get it. I don't know. I don't think Liz is that easy to give up some coochie to a man that just came back. I think you got to work just a little bit harder. Maybe some New Year's coochie. Who knows? So while they still decorating, he's still trying to get him Christmas coochie. He just throw out so casually, I'm just going to be staying in Port Charles for the foreseeable future. And she's like, oh my God, what is your plan? He was like, I need to get a job. She was like, well, your decorating skills is on point, so maybe you could become an elf. He said, some little less seasonal. She was like, well, maybe revisit your first dream, playing music. And y'all know he actually sings in real life. He was on Nashville. He has them vocals, okay? He has the capabilities. Don't play with him, okay? Don't play with him. Don't play with him. And also, she was like, Aiden is gonna be so happy that you are here. And he was like, only Aiden, once again, trying to get some coochie for Christmas. I see you. You ain't slick. And she was like, you know what? Maybe me, you make a good wingman, very dependable, very demure, very cutesy, okay? Very classy, like, okay? But he was like, this whole, playing music and everything, I would do that, but I don't have a guitar. And she was like, hold on. Because y'all know who plays guitar? Cameron. We're going to go get his guitar for you. That's what we're going to do. I feel like that's what she's doing. Jocelyn recognizes something is wrong with her man, and even though he's telling her everything is fine, she's like, listen, we're going to go back to Rice Plaza. I think I forgot something. You going to come with me? He says, of course, I'll follow you anywhere. So they end up leaving, and, Gio and Trina is like, what was that about? And neither one of them know. And it's, they're speaking a little Italian, and Trina was like, you want to teach me how to speak Italian? He was like, listen, all I know is simple words, girl. But if you want to learn the violin, I'm your man. She was like, I'll keep that in mind. I will. And it's like, oh, cute. Y'all flirting just a little bit. Finish that tree. Boom, check it out. Molly and Alexis have a conversation, and Alexis is just like, I understand everything you're going through, and Molly's just so happy that somebody finally understands her and is not jumping down her throat. And Alexis basically begs her daughter to stay. She was like, I don't want you to be alone. You can stay here. And she was like, but if Chris, she was like, listen, we don't really care if Christina reacts the way she reacts. Okay? Christina gonna do whatever she wanna do. But this ain't the time or the place or the moment for that BS. Okay? She didn't say it like that. She didn't get all up and up in there with the emotion, like getting upset like I just did. But she was like, please don't go. You need me. I don't want you to be alone. And I feel so alone at this moment because she misses Sam. And it's just like, here's the thing that I hate about what's going on with the fans and how they feel about Alexis. And then also everybody jumping down her throat about her having to choose sides for which daughter. And y'all saying, oh, she chooses this daughter over this daughter all the time. Y'all forget that she just lost her daughter. She just lost her daughter. It ain't even been a full month since Sam has passed away on screen, and she is hurting at this moment, and she don't know what to do. So she's like, I feel so alone. And Molly was like, I'll stay. And she was like, okay. Well, she was like, Molly, at least stay until you know where you're going next. And Molly says, okay. Because it's just like, Molly was just going to leave, and then it's like, where the hell was she going to stay? Yeah, that's the question. But she gonna stay, and her and Alexis gonna be roommates, and it's just like, at least give Alexis some holiday cheer or something. She just let her see her grandkids or something. She need a hug. She do. Give her a candy cane or something. She just so. Oh, I don't wish that pain on nobody. So the project or the plan that Sunny has is to have Christina own Charlie's because Phyllis has moved back to Nixon Falls. He needs someone to run it, and he needs someone to take care of it. If he was to take interest in Charlie's, everybody would think, including the F, the B, and the I, and the other alphabet communities, for the government, will believe it was a front for, his illegal activities. And she was like, I don't know. And it's just like, girl, please, you worked at Charlie's when Julian owned it and was running it. You can take care of it. You can get it done. Just do it. And he was like, listen, I know how to run it, but you need something to put your time and your energy in. And let's be clear on something. If you continue to be locked in your pain, you are never going to move on. You are never going to find peace. So do it. And it seemed like she gonna do it. She was like, so I would be doing you a favor. He was like, let's look at it that way. And I was like, Sonny, give her some positive juice so she can get out my face. Dex and Jocelyn then went to his place so they could have a little romp in the sack. Get his mind off everything. They just kissing and all that stuff. They got naked and had some mistletoe. They just so messy. Messy. Christina and Sonny are talking more about his offer for her to run Charlie's and own it. And she was like, I don't know. I haven't worked there in ages. I don't really know if I need to be focusing on that. And he was like, you fought so hard to get justice for baby Natasha. You need to start taking care of yourself. And don't just think about my offer like you thought about the coffee offer. Really think about it. Think about it. And she was like, deal. So she gonna be running Charlie's. Shout out to her. Hopefully she does well. So Molly and Alexis talk about what this living arrangement is going to be for them. And Molly is like, so no trying to push me and Christina together. No trying to make us make peace and inviting her over and be like, oops, I forgot you lived here. And Alexis is like, no, I'm gonna respect your boundaries, and if she is upset about you living here, I'm just gonna remind her that I took care of you and she stayed here. No, I took care of her and she stayed here. Now it's time for me to take care of you, and you're staying here, point blank and a period. And to meet her if she don't want to come over here, and do anything like that, then I will tell her we can meet someplace and do it that way. So Molly asked about, Rick the prick coming over. And she's like, oh, Molly, come on, be serious. Don't do that to me. She was like, fine, just tell me when he gonna be here so I can be someplace else. Cause I ain't gonna do it. Ain't gonna do it, can't do it, don't want to do it. But guess what? We're gonna take care of each other and we're gonna heal and we're gonna get through this grieving process. Yes, they will. Martin and Laura are still talking about Valentine, and they talk about how Martin got to know, Valentine intimately as a, client and attorney. So he kind of knows how he operates, but you can never try to outsmart someone like Valentine because it's pretty hard. Because not only is he a spy, but he just know he's crafty. That's crafty mf'er. He is. And they talk about how they don't doubt that he loves Charlotte, but the moment he had a chance to run, he took her with him. And that's showing how selfish he is, because it wasn't to protect her, it's because he couldn't be parted away from her. And at this point in time, it's not going to work. And Laura is kicking herself in the behind because she was like, I kept my eye on him. I trusted him. Why didn't I see what was going on? It's because he is obsessed with Nina and trying to get back with her and trying to make everything good. I can't wait for him to come back, because I guarantee he's going to try to use that card trick on Drew to get him away, or he's going to try to ruin Drew to protect Nina like he always does. Child, like I said, Elizabeth went and brought him Cameron's guitar. And he was like, I can't take Cameron's guitar. She was like, please. So he just sit up in his room collecting dust. Boy, BFFR. Come on now. So she gives him the guitar and he plays her the song Elizabeth that he played for her all them years ago when he was rocking the shortcut with an earring, okay, like his pappy, Elizabeth. It is just like, oh, you try to sing her about some coochie. Oh, I know it. You ain't slick. It's this man. You not slick. But they had a cute little moment. I love this for them. So, like we all thought, it was Cyrus old demon ass who killed Sam. He was the one who put the digitalis in her IV bag and her fluids. And we all thought it wasn't gonna show it, or when they showed it, it was just gonna be like somebody laying in bed and they was gonna try to fake like that with Sam. No, it was actually Kelly Monaco. So Kelly knew, or maybe there are more scenes to come, like they're holding on to, but Kelly knew that this is who killed her, I guess. And he comes in, he puts his hand on her forehead, and she blinks a little bit, and then he walks up out of there, and it's just like, you ain't doing the Lord's work. You just a demon, just a demon. I can't, I won't. Oh my God. But with that being said, that was it. That was all. I don't have no more to give y'all. They really did reveal who the killer was, and they didn't try to hide it or play games. Now I wonder how long it's going to take for everybody else to find out. But that was it for Dim Soaps. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all come back for the next one. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people. And hit those links in the description box down below. I love everybody, everyone, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.